Well, it's always great to see y'all on a Friday before the ACC championship game. That means that we've had a great year, and so just we're excited to be back up here. Really proud of our football team and our staff. It's been an amazing season to this point. Obviously, being 12-0, can't do any better than that. And just it's an honor to be here and represent our division and play for the overall championship. And man, Pat's awesome. I got such a great amount of respect for Coach Narduzzi and his team and what they've done. Both teams have earned the opportunity to be here, and you know, a chance to compete for the overall ACC title. So you got two champions, and you got one trophy. So we're excited about competing for it tomorrow night here in Charlotte. This is an awesome venue. I appreciate all the work that goes into this from all the Charlotte folks and the hospitality. Our ACC office, they do a great job in coordinating all this and making it a wonderful event, you know, for our players. We've got the ACC banquet tonight. I always look forward to being a part of that when we get a chance to be in this game. And you know, we got congratulations to all the people who've won the awards and all conference players and so forth. So it's just a good night for all the ACC folks to come together, and got a bunch of legends. I think Joe Bostic is our legend, so I'm excited about seeing Joe. We have a unique connection that we both played for Gene Stallings. So he was, Coach Stallings was his coach with the Arizona Cardinals, and obviously my coach at Alabama. So we're excited about it. And Pitt is a tough, physical team. That's really, you know, if you know anything about Pat, man, that's kind of who he is. And his team epitomizes everything that I think he stands for and has really in his whole coaching career. They're going to challenge us in every regard. Defensively, they're in your face. Linebackers are downhill. They're pressed outside. Safeties are downhill. They're incredibly disciplined. They know their system. They don't make a lot of busts, and they get after you. So I think they have 13 guys back last year that started 4 games or more. So this is one of the most experienced defenses that we've seen all year. And then on the flip side, offensively, man, if you don't have your mind right, you're in for a long night, because these guys are going to come right at you. They're toe-to-toe. I mean, they're going to get in that I formation, backed up, middle of the field, going in, fullback. Fullback's a heck of a player. And they're really good on the outside. They've done a nice job at receiver. The one kid that transferred in there, 11, I believe, has really come on the last part of the year here. He's got a huge average per catch. But both backs, you know, one of them's right at 1,200 yards, the other one's right at 1,000 yards. So they just kind of hammer you. 3 runs, and then bam, 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 here comes some play-action shot. But everything they want to do is be efficient in the run game. Everything's going through that. A lot of shifts, a lot of motions, a lot of trades. Force you to have to be very disciplined in how you line up. You know, they do a great job in coordinating their offense. And you think, oh, we're just going to turn around and hand it off, but just they create angles and edges and extra gaps. And so how you fit that is critical. And it's not just the front level, it's the second level, it's the third level. It's where your backers, it's your run support from the secondary, everybody being on the same page, because if you don't do it right and you don't communicate it right, and then you don't have your eyes on the right things, they're going to expose you. Been impressed with them, studying them on tape, and you know, they've played some tough teams too. I mean, they played Notre Dame undefeated, played Central Florida undefeated. They played a really good Penn State team, so they've seen some tough opponents in this season, and you know, but at the end of the day, they won their division on the field and have earned the opportunity to be here. And it's what I tell our guys. It comes down to these 4 quarters. Doesn't matter what you've done in the previous. You don't get to carry any of that over. It comes down to this game. It's not like baseball or basketball where it's a best of 7, best of 5, and, oh, well, we had a bad night, we'll play again tomorrow. No, it's a best of 1. So you better be ready for this moment. And we're excited about, again, representing the Atlantic and Clemson in this great championship event.
Okay, questions. First one, second row to our left.
Coach, you guys come in as heavy favorites. How do you balance that with your team and make sure that they come in ready to play, given that you are such a heavy favorite?
Well, we just really don't ever pay attention to that, and I've had that question to me a couple times, and my answer is I think we've been a heavy favorite in every game. I don't think there's a game that we've played that we haven't been a heavy favorite in. So same things that we did all the way back against Furman. Same things. We just make it about us. We prepare every week. We respect every opponent. We know anybody can beat us. This very team has beaten us. So I'm sure they've had that running on a loop all week. And a lot of those guys that beat us are still there. So in this senior class, this is their only ACC team they hadn't beaten that they've got a losing record to. So I think it's kind of ironic that it comes down, their last conference game ever comes down to having a chance to play Pitt, a team our guys got a lot of respect for. But at the end of the day, for us, it's never about the opponent, who we play. It's always about how we play. There's a winning performance at every position, and we have a lot of accountability to that. So we just make it all about that week in and week out, and then we celebrate every win. But like I said, that's not anything different. I have no idea what we're favored by or what. I have no clue. To me, it's 0-0 when you kick it off. You got to prove it every week.
Richard Walker, Gaston Gazette, you mentioned about being in Charlotte. You got a couple of guys from around here, Tanner Muse, Justin Foster, that would consider kind of Charlotte home. Talk about what they've meant to your defense and Tanner coming through, not being able to play in the spring ball, and been a real factor for you this year.
Yes, Tanner has been one of our most improved players and one of our most consistent players from where he was last year as a first-year starter last year. He has been a very steady guy, unbelievably committed. Has just grown up as a player, and more importantly, just his mindset of how he prepares every week. I mean, he goes above and beyond. He puts a lot of work in on his own, and he's just become an excellent leader. He's a very, very talented player. His weaknesses that he had coming out of last season, you just love to see guys, because, I mean, obviously part of our job is to critique and give guys, hey, here's what you got to do to become a better player. And, man, he's worked on those things relentlessly. So I'm really proud of him. And then Justin Foster has quietly become a heck of a player for us. I mean, he really has. And he's just – wish we could have redshirted him last year, but we had to have him. And but it's paid off. I mean, he's had a good year for us. He's just got some freaky All-American type guys in front of him. But he's quietly become a very good player, and I think he's got a bright future in front of him. Got a lot of confidence in him, and just a guy that fits our program to a T.
Second row to our right.
Hey, Dabo, Chris Heidel from Herb FM Radio.
Hey, Chris.
I'm in the same spot like every year. Let's talk about Pickett, the quarterback for Pitt. What do you see his on film, and it might give you a problem tomorrow night?
Yeah, he's a crafty player, man. He buys time. He does a nice job of extending plays. They support him with their run game. I mean, they want to be efficient to where they can kind of stay on schedule. And then he's popping big plays, in the passing game. They like to get him out of the pocket on the boots and nakeds. They love that part of the game. But he's a good thrower, and but he's just a great competitor. I mean, and he can get the ball down the field, but he makes plays with his legs. Those are things that he does well, and you can tell that he's very confident in what they're asking him to do. So, good player.
Far left.
And Coach, the fact that this is now a 4-year process of coming back to this event, 3 of the 4 have been here. I know every game you have an organized build-up and that kind of thing, but does it maybe bring a sense of calm because it's very much routine for you and the staff and the players now, repeating this year after year now?
Well, I definitely think experience is a positive. I don't think it's a negative. I think when you have a lot of experience doing something, there is some confidence that can come from that. But you still got to go do it. We still got a lot of guys on our team that this is their first experience. So I think that's, no matter how much we've experienced things as coaches, you always have new players that it's a first experience for them. And so you kind of rely on the veteran guys to help you.
Top right, 2 questions up there.
Matt Dowell, watch Fox out of Columbia. Coach, kind of going off that, you've spoken about the senior class and the success they've had. What do you think they've learned the most about playing in these big games that maybe you don't know when you are an 18-year-old and a freshman?
Yeah, just don't make the moment too big. I mean, just really just stay true to what you do. I mean, we don't really, and I think just kind of our approach helps them in that. We just try to make every game the biggest game of the year. And I think so they kind of become a little numb to that. We don't prepare any differently. In fact, we probably prepared a little less this week than we did early part of the year, just simply because it's game, 13 and week 14 for us. And, there's certain things early part of the year that we do that this time of year we don't do, just simply because of the calendar and where we are and the tread on the tires, so to speak. But I think the biggest thing is we just make everything routine, and we don't ever try to make the stage any bigger week in and week out. We try to make every game the biggest game of the year, and we put everything we got into it. We prepare the same, and so I think that helps more than anything with these guys. They all understand.